It's morphin time. Pterodactyl. Hi there, this is Tatala with Rangers of Wrestling, bringing you the It's Wrestling Time post show. And for tonight, I will be reviewing WrestleMania Night 1 or WrestleMania Saturday, whatever the appropriate name is. And I'm joined by none other than the host of Runs the West Coast, Hollywood Michael Chow.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm doing really good. You know, I think you should have said tonight my co-host is a mystery co-host that I will select at the show. Come on, you got to get on the WWE train.
Right?
Yeah. And yeah, here's my guest host. Here comes the money. Well, Shane McMahon doesn't have a job anymore, and now he's on this podcast. Hello, Shane.
Right? All right. So, obviously, after weeks of speculation and rumors on the internet and WWE constantly teasing this person, I mean, they teased it in Jacksonville, they teased it in Chicago.
Yeah, it's
Seth
true.
Rollins wore gold and black, the color attire. Seth Rollins even did the whole GIF. After so much speculation, there was a lot of anticipation for Cody Rhodes tonight, and he finally made his long-awaited return in an incredible match against Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, the entire crowd was chanting his name, Cody, Cody, Cody. Could you imagine the riot that would have happened if Cody Rhodes had not shown up tonight?
Absolutely. And I think that's a little bit unfair because WWE never confirmed that Cody was going to be there. That was up to the dirt sheets that said he had signed last week, and then the week before that, and then the week before that, and the week before that. So I bet you all the dirt sheets tonight, they were like, ooh, I hope he's there. Some people are even saying Shane McMahon might be the mystery opponent. So I don't know.
Wasn't there a rumor that Shane O'Mac was supposed to be in WrestleMania tonight?
Another sign of the dirt sheet. So I don't know. You can't believe anything. But you know what? We say it all the time. WWE should give the fans what they want. And I think they did. And without jumping the shark, I really think Cody Rhodes being the big reveal is actually what saved tonight.
Yes, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that. That's for sure. Honestly, like, as soon as he debuted, I was like, he needs to win this match. He needs to win. If Seth Rollins goes over, the fans are gonna riot. At least I think so.
Hey, you were there. I was there at WrestleMania 32 in my hometown. We all
31.
I'm sorry, 31. When we thought Sting was gonna win, and he lost.
Ooh. I still don't know why Triple H had to win that.
Yeah, well, it's Vince McMahon saying I'm burying WCW. So
yeah, the last of WCW. Anywho, so I don't know how I felt about Seth Rollins kicking out of the first Crossroads. I really don't know. You know, I thought they were gonna kind of protect it like the end of days. You know, that nobody kicks out. Like once it hits that Crossroads, it's over. But I'm actually kind of glad that he did kick out because the match went on longer and it was an incredible match. I have no complaints about it whatsoever.
Longest match of the night.
It was?
Yeah, it was. I have it here in my notes. It was longest match of the night at 18 minutes, 30 seconds.
Wow. So to finish the match, Cody Rhodes hit 2 Crossroads.
Yes.
I think he did a tribute to his dad, didn't he?
He did, yep.
He did. And then he hit a 3rd Crossroads and ended up being victorious tonight.
Absolutely.
So great booking decision by WWE. One of the biggest things we can do. Your Michael 101591 saying Seth Rollins versus Cody was awesome. What a moment when Cody made his entrance. I agree. What do you agree, Michael?
Absolutely. It's not what we booked. We're the prediction show. We threw out several theories out there, totally swerving the fans. I think you had mentioned something about Shane McMahon coming out and revealing himself as the special guest referee, which I think would have been a really great idea. I had said something along the lines. What did I said?
You said that he was going to come out.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a quick match.
Yep.
Seth was going to say, this is bull. And then Cody came out.
Yes, absolutely. But no swerve. They literally gave us what we want. I was actually very surprised. We got the full-on Cody experience, AEW entrance music and all fireworks and everything. There was no pet dog Pharaoh, but you know, it was still good. This match got time. It got everything that we wanted. It proves why Cody is supposed to be a main star and why he should be the main star on Raw moving forward. This was a really good match. Seth Rollins so underrated. They put him in the ring with the right opponent, and to kick out of the Crossroads the first time, I think it was kind of them keeping the fans on their toes. They're like, oh shoot, are we gonna get another Sting moment? Maybe he is gonna lose. But you know, he got it. I'm happy he's back. And this might have been the WrestleMania moment of night one. No offense, Stone Cold.
I definitely agree.
Match of the night for me. Match of the night.
This was my favorite match of the night. It definitely was. It definitely. I'm really glad Cody Rhodes won, and that it was a great match. And that they basically allowed Cody to be Cody.
Yep.
And the entire fans were behind him. So Michael 101591 saying Tony Khan is somewhere crying when Cody came out.
You know, I don't think so. I really don't. You know, I agree with Michael in a way. I think Tony is confident in the company that he's built, that he doesn't need Cody anymore. And he seems like the type of owner where he's like, listen, if you feel like you're not happy here or you're not happy with what you're doing here in AEW and you want to go somewhere else, I'm happy to do it. You know, he's not someone like Vince McMahon where it's like, hey, Mustafa Ali, you're not happy here? Well, too bad. You're going to sit at home until you die. So there you go. You know, it's the type of thing where it's like, if Cody says I'm not happy and I want to leave, Tony goes, okay, because you never know. Cody might come back. You know, Cody may have won tonight, but we don't know what the future holds for Cody in WWE. You know, he could honestly crash and burn like Sting, or he could be very, very successful. I can only assume Cody was very, very unhappy. He was definitely unhappy when he left at Stardust. And we should point out that he did a little nice reference to Stardust. Remember the cartwheel? Very nice.
And the whole like blowing the thing.
Very good. But I'm very sure they offered Cody a very good contract. I'm talking
of course they did.
Exactly. He does not need this. Can I just say he doesn't need this? He seems to be very good with his money. He is on that talent competition show. I hear his wife just got a shot with Brandy picked up as a actual TV show, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's done acting. I'm pretty sure he could probably be on his friend Stephen Amell's wrestling TV drama show. He doesn't need heels. He doesn't need to do this, but I feel like he got offered a contract he could not refuse. Money, wrestling part-time. And I hope he did it 100% creative control. So
we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see
about the last part. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited about Raw.
I'm actually gonna tune in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tune in. Yeah. You and me have a bet going that if I lost, and so far it's looking pretty good. I think I'm winning so far. But if I lost, I would. Well, nah. But I did win tonight. But no, night two. You never know overall score. The bet was if I lost the most predicted matches, I would actually have to put myself through a grueling 3-hour Raw and appear on your show, which I love to do. It's Raw I don't like. But Cody, and this is WWE's beautiful booking. I am someone who has not watched Raw fully in a long time, but now I'm actually going to watch Monday Night Raw to see what Cody brings to the show. They know this. They know his worth. Their ratings are going really, really low. It's the lowest in WWE history. I don't know how much they paid Cody, but they released a whole bunch of superstars to make this happen, and people are going to tune in on Monday Night Raw. Might be the highest rated Raw in a very, very long time.
I definitely agree. I think if they're smart, they'll get Cody Rhodes to open the show.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, but then again, knowing WWE, they'll probably stick him at the end because they want everybody to sit through 3 hours of Raw because they want to hear Cody Rhodes.
Or they might just troll the fan and all of a sudden not have Cody appear on the show at all, like tonight, where they promised us the New Day versus Sheamus and Rich Holland, and bloop, MIB Flash. That match
actually got cut for time. It got cut for time.
Well, that's actually kind of weird because I don't want to jump the gun. We'll talk about later. The opening match got cut very, very short. We'll talk about probably why. And I felt like a lot of the other matches mysteriously went a little bit longer to make up for time.
Yes.
But hey, we'll see.
All right. So I guess that's all we have to say about Cody Rhodes. Fantastic debut. Fantastic match.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it. So next, let's talk about the Kevin Owens show with none other than the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have to say, I actually really, really enjoyed this. This went a lot better than I thought it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought that it was just gonna be the KO show. Maybe Stone Cold just comes out, stuns Kevin, pours beer on him, and calls it a night. No. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Michael 101.91 saying 10 out of 10 match for Rollins and Cody.
Definitely 10 out of 10 match for me, and for Dave Meltzer, it's probably a 3 out of 7. I don't know. Dave Meltzer's weird. It's like 5 stars, and he also does 7 stars. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Dave Meltzer doesn't like it. But
the Cody Seth Rollins match was a Ty Dillinger, a perfect 10. Michael 101 I would say he enjoyed the KO segment. Yeah, he did. Yeah, definitely.
It was good.
All right, so let's start this segment from the beginning. So you had Kevin Owens come out and bash the great state of Texas. Big mistake. Very big mistake. And then he said that from the bottom of his heart, he was going to apologize to Texans. I knew he didn't mean it, though. I knew. Come on. I think we all saw that coming. He said that Stone Cold is the worst role model in history.
He is. He drinks beers. He gives middle fingers. He beats up his boss.
He says that he would command respect from Stone Cold and will give him a stunner and pour beer all over his bald head. And he was saying that because it's his show, he's going to dictate when Stone Cold comes out. But obviously, Stone Cold does whatever he wants. And Stone Cold came out in the middle of Kevin's speech. And it was the crowd got so electric. And then for a bit, he goes to the back. And you're wondering, why is he going to the back? He comes out in an ATV and rolls down the ramp, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. And he threw the KO sign over, and then Kevin Owens cuts his music. That's spelling trouble for him. And he basically says that he wanted to have a conversation. Stone Cold calls him a, jackass with a stupid haircut and beady eyes. And KO basically says that he should have moved to Mexico since it's like right next door. And then he basically says that he lied about having Stone Cold on the show to have a talk. He wanted to have a fight and basically wants a no-holds bar match tonight. And as we all know, this would have been Stone Cold's first match in 19 years, the last one being against The Rock at WrestleMania 17. And then this leads into the match. But before we get into the match, I want to hear your thoughts on the opening segment.
Well, first off, so many hair jokes. I don't know why. They better watch out before Will Smith comes down there and slaps both of them in the face. And I was so glad. I wasn't expecting it. Were you expecting this? That Stone Cold Steve Austin said this match was going to be for the Intercontinental title?
No. What?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
Steve Austin said, you're sitting there with your Intercontinental. He botched this line. I don't know if anyone else caught it.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, Steve Austin, for some reason, said, you're sitting in that chair with the Intercontinental. And then he this just proves how a professional Stone Cold Steve Austin is. I don't know what he was. There's no Intercontinental reference in this match. I don't know what he was thinking, but he recovered very, very good. Other than that, are we talking about the whole match or just the opening segment?
Right now, we're just talking about the opening segment.
It was good. I mean, it was good. This match was going on last, so I assumed he was going to wrestle. But it was a matter of how long. Were we just going to get another Undertaker John Cena 2-minute match, or was it going to be something longer? But from everything that I heard, this was going to be the main event. I feel bad for the women, but I heard that he was in the best shape of his life. That's what people were reporting. I'm like, maybe he can do this. And I was really hoping he was going to win. You know how people usually lose in the state that they're from. So never put over Vince. So yeah, I thought the opening segment was great.
So this leads into the match, and I have to say, Stone Cold Steve Austin taking a suplex
on the concrete. Yes,
on
he
the
did.
Concrete.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, oh my god, like, is he okay? Like, is he okay? Like, because he took it on the concrete. I was like, oh my god, like, and then he obviously, typical Stone Cold, kept asking for beer during this match.
I was a little bit confused because let me tell you something. I'm not a big drinker, but doesn't beer make you more dehydrated? I think beer's
I
supposed to make
think
you more
so.
dehydrated, but I don't know.
think so.
I don't know what type of ingredients is in this beer. Maybe it actually hydrates you. I don't know.
All right. I like that. Did you catch that moment where he put KO on the commentary table and he spat beer in his face?
I sure did. That was a good bump that KO took, and I think he cut himself open actually.
Oh, he did. I didn't see any blood. And then there was those that one spot with the two suplexes on the ramp. Like he did one suplex over here and another suplex over here. Then, of course, the moment where Kevin Owens gave Stone Cold and Steve Austin the stunner. I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to let KO go over, like in Texas? And then Stone Cold kicks out. Kevin Owens, because it's a no-hose barred match, take the steel chair. He tried to hit Stone Cold, but he ducked. It hit the rope. It bounced back, hit Kevin Owens in the face. And, of course, Stone Cold with the stunner, and he got the victory. And then not only that, he also gave him a second stunner.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. What were your thoughts on the match?
I thought the match was everything we could possibly hope for. I was a little bit worried because it went a little bit slow at the beginning when he started doing his classic Stone Cold mud hole stomps in the corner. It was really slow. I'm like, oh my gosh, is he tiring out really, really fast? But, it's kind of like riding a bicycle again. I don't know how much training this guy had in the ring prior, but once he found his groove, it is as good as a 57-year-old Steve Austin could do. He wasn't going to be the same Steve Austin that we know. I mean, he kept his shirt on. I don't know. He's kind of embarrassed or something. I mean, he appears to be in really good shape. He's not as big as he used to, but he's retired. I know he did an interview. I forgot where. I think it was the Rich Eisner show where he was talking about his match, and he said he wished he had more time. And it seems like this was kind of last minute, probably because they weren't selling the tickets that they want for WrestleMania. So they probably classically dropped the dump truck of money at Steve's house and said, hey, get ready in a month. But Steve, in that interview, seemed like he wanted more time to train, and maybe he could possibly do a match next year in Hollywood. I don't know, but he did good. I felt it was the right match to end the night. They are in Texas. Give a win to the guy who is basically the face of the company and allow him to get that last win. This might be the last of his career. So I'm happy he got it. He did a lot of good spots. That suplex he took on the concrete. Ouch. And I do like the spot where they got in the ATV, but Kevin Owens couldn't find the keys. And then Stone Cold kind of drove him up to the stage with Kevin Owens on it. That was pretty good.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And I thought they ended the match in a clever way where Kevin Owens had tried to use the chair. He had missed. It ricocheted and bounced into his face. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm very, very happy with this match. So yeah.
Michael 101591 saying Owens and Austin, that match was just sad to watch for me. It was awful. It was sad seeing Austin barely move considering he is 57 years old and KO carried him through it. 57-year-old main eventing in 2022. Well, we disagree with you, Michael, but everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, I respect Michael's opinion. And anyone who says this match is not good, I can understand it. You see people like Goldberg, you see people like Sting. If I were to say anything, if I can be completely honest, someone his age, honestly, I would probably, as of right now, people who have recently stepped foot in the ring, probably Steve Austin and maybe Sting and then Goldberg. You know what I mean? Sting is great, and Sting is like over 60, but he tires out very, very fast. This is the most that we could possibly have gotten out of Steve Austin with a 1 month notice of getting into the ring. And it was not going to be the Stone Cold from I think you said 19 years ago?
Yeah, 19 years ago.
It wasn't going to be Steve Austin from 19 years ago. And bear in mind, this guy has shot knees. He has a bad neck. I mean, this is the best we could have gotten out of a 57-year-old Steve Austin with a bad neck and bad knees. And the match went for, I have here in my notes, 13 minutes, 55 seconds. That's the best I could have hoped for. But I respect Michael's opinion. If he didn't like it, I can understand why people might not have liked this match. But for me, I think this was the best case scenario. And I personally,
it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Like he said, Kevin Owens did carry him through it, which proves just how much of a good wrestler Kevin Owens is carrying Stone Cold to this. Because with any other wrestler, this would have been terrible. This would have been a botch fest.
They did a good job of picking opponents tonight, as far as picking Seth Rollins for Cody and picking Kevin Owens for Steve Austin.
Yes.
So, yeah,
that's it. So to kick things off, WrestleMania started off with the SmackDown Tag Team Title match. It was Rick Boogz and Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Usos. I don't know about you. This match was not a great way to open up WrestleMania.
It was not. I mean,
it was this match. I wanted to get hyped right off the bat. This did not do it for me at all. I was not feeling this match. The Usos won, of course, with that 1D, which I believe might be their tribute to the Dudleys. Unfortunately, Rick Boogz did get injured in this match when he tried to pick up one of the Usos. I think it was Jimmy. And then Jay jumped on top. His knee gave out. And it was revealed later on in the night that he has a tear in his quad and will require surgery. So unfortunate circumstances for Rick Boogz, who was also making his WrestleMania debut tonight. It makes me wonder if they were scheduled to win and they just had to quickly change to finish because he got injured, or if the Usos were planned to win from the beginning. What were your thoughts on this match and on Rick Boogz' unfortunate injury?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to mention two things. Number one, I don't know why the WWE signature logo got brand new music. Do they just change it every single year? I don't know. And they got actor, surprisingly, they'll be in LA next year, but they got actor Mark Wahlberg to narrate the beginning of WrestleMania. That was weird. I thought we were going to get trailers for his movie throughout the night. I don't even think they played any of his trailers. Well, anyway, big thank you to Mark Wahlberg, I guess. Marky Mark. Perhaps he'll have a wrap-up with John Cena next year in LA. Come on.
Okay. You mean Inglewood. Inglewood.
There you go. Fair enough.
Always up to no good.
Always up to no good. As far as the match, yeah, I agree with you. This felt like a TV match. But the thing is, we don't know the circumstances. As far as we know, the injury is legit, which is actually kind of... It's actually kind of eerie because they kind of did an angle where Rick Boogz had kind of injured his leg, right? It was storyline that and it's almost like karma. I'm not sure. Karma is usually associated with being bad, and I feel bad for him. But this is why they say, guys, don't do this in the ring. Leave it up to professionals. It was a freak accident that had happened. During the prediction show, you and me had predicted that Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogz were going to win, and we don't know whether that this was the planned actual finish. It kind of ended abruptly. If you kind of noticed, right? Shinsuke Nakamura kicked out of the tag team super kick and Uso splash, which usually doesn't get kicked out of. So I felt like once they had confirmed that Rick Boogz is legit injured, they probably called it into the back in Gorilla. And it would not surprise me if Vince McMahon says, you know what? There's no point in putting the tag team titles on a team where one person's injured. Would not surprise me at all if Vince McMahon just said, you know what? Tell them to change it on the fly. They probably changed it because the match ended very abruptly. It was very short. Have it in my notes. Shortest match of the night. It's clocking in at 6 minutes, 55 seconds. I don't think this was the planned ending. I hope Rick Boogz is going to be okay. And I actually talked about this with you. Vince McMahon does not like injury-prone wrestlers. So honestly, I like the guy a lot, but Rick Boogz might be finished.
Yeah, and who knows how long he's going to be out for. A tear quad?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that the injury that took Triple H out?
So they didn't say ACL, and I don't think they said quad. I think they said it was a knee injury, perhaps. But you know what?
Quad. I read quad.
Okay.
I heard quad.
You know what? As soon as he gets the X-rays, I'm sure we'll get an update. But you know what? We've seen Triple H, people like Triple H, Super Cena, heal from injuries incredibly fast. I'm hoping the best for him, and hopefully he comes back. So Vince seems to like him a lot. I mean, he changed his hair. I mean, he changed his look.
Like I said before, he looks like Freddie Mercury.
The Freddie Mercury. That'll be his gimmick when he comes back because Vince is going to bury him. Anyways, I wish the best for him. He's a really good guy. He's improved a lot in the ring. You don't watch NXT anymore. He was barely in NXT.
I might have to end up watching NXT the way these predictions are going.
Yikes! Don't don't because of a bet, but don't. Yes. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think Michael had said something about the end of the show, right? The end of the
Yeah, he
day.
said at the end of the day, KO is buried. Predictable new Usos was retaining. I hope Boogz is okay, which is injured his leg. Yeah. We speedy recovery to Rick Boogs, you know, very speedy recovery. But next, we had, I don't know why this match was on the card. If there was any more match warrant for the kickoff, it was this one.
You mean the 2-hour kickoff show with no matches?
Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Undefeated Happy Corbin.
Undefeated Happy Corbin. I have to say the biggest talking point of this is that Drew McIntyre became the first person to kick out of the end of days. And it seems like now WWE is starting to plant the seeds of some tension between Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. If you notice lately over the past couple weeks, it seems like Happy Corbin has begun upset at Madcap Moss. You know, so of course Drew McIntyre wins this match. This match was nothing special. You know, no disrespect to Drew McIntyre. This match should not have been a WrestleMania match. But we could have had this match on a random episode of SmackDown.
That is true.
What are your thoughts?
I thought that this match was exactly what we thought this match was going to be. So, you know what? Drew McIntyre was good in this match. I think Happy Corbin's underrated. He did good in this match. Corbin did. He did good in this match for a match against Drew McIntyre. It seems like they have no direction for Drew McIntyre until he challenges for the what we assume is the undisputed Universal Championship. If that's the case, honestly, he should just gave Drew the Andre the Giant Battle Royale win, if I could be completely honest. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So next we had the Mysterios versus The Miz and Logan Paul. Dominic rocking the Gringos Locals inspired attire. Rey Mysterio rocking a Mexican flag inspired attire. I really love the tributes to Eddie Guerrero. If you caught, Rey Mysterio did the whole thing like that. Dominic attempted the Three Amigos, but was stopped by, I believe, The Miz. Logan Paul, some people were offended that Logan Paul paid tribute to Eddie Guerrero by doing the Three Amigos and then the Frog Splash.
Well, I mean, then he succeeded at what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, people are saying that's very disrespectful, but it's like, he's a heel. He should be doing this. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of fans get that, but yeah.
Exactly. And I did like that tornado DDT. You know, for me, okay, in my honest opinion, like Logan Paul didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
He did not do too bad. He had his moments and yeah, you know, so he wasn't bad. He was not bad at all. Surprised me, to be honest. What was even more surprising to me was that The Miz and Logan Paul won. I think you called that one. And then at the end, The Miz hit skull crushing finale, turning on Logan Paul. What are your thoughts on this match and Logan Paul's performance in the match?
Yeah, we talked about this during the prediction show. I had mentioned that Logan Paul might be perhaps the best celebrity step foot in the ring. I only say that because this guy, he had wrestled in high school. Normally people who have a wrestling background tended to pick up this fairly quick. There was a YouTube video where he was training at the PC, and Hurricane Helms had said he was the best celebrity to step foot in the ring. I thought he did okay for his first match. Could have been, I was expecting a little bit more, only because Bad Bunny had done so well.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee, I don't think you watched the match with him and Adam Cole yet, but he did very, very well. So I was expecting Logan Paul to do very, very good, but he didn't do worse. He did as expected. I like the blockbuster move he did off the top rope. I like the tribute to Eddie Guerrero. I do want to point out a couple of things from my notes. The Mysterios came out to Rey Mysterio's classic original entrance where they pop up from the stage, which I thought was really cool. Logan Paul, you might know this, came out with a Pokemon card.
Oh, yeah.
Just real fast. I apologize for going off topic. For those of you who don't know what's going on here, so because I used to collect. So that Pokemon card is called the Pikachu Illustrator. It is a very, very rare card. Only 39 have been made in existence. These were prizes that were awarded to kids who had entered this art contest. Anyone who had entered that art contest, they would give them these rare cards. There's only 39 in existence. And this card, the one that he has, which has been graded because there's like a score on there of 9.0 or something, is worth up to $2.5 million. I don't watch his YouTube channel, but Logan Paul supposedly does a whole bunch of Pokemon cards on there. I mean, he's kind of the reason why Pokemon cards are actually popular again. So yeah, I just want to bring that up if people were wondering why that Pokemon card was even out there. He'll probably get jumped for that card after he leaves the arena. But yeah, you had mentioned it before. I actually predicted, I think we both predicted the Mysterios to win, but I did predict that the Miz was going to turn on Logan Paul. This will most likely set up a match between the two, either at SummerSlam or next year in Hollywood.
Michael 101.91 saying that match was awful. It wasn't the best.
For a celebrity match, that went as best as it could. Once again, we're talking about people who were paired up with good matches. Rey Mysterio is a very experienced veteran, one of the longest veterans, the best person you can hope for. He's also a small guy. Logan Paul, for lesser words, I mean, he participates in boxing. He's a big guy. So normally
Michael 101.91 saying Miz versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I can see that happening.
It's either going to be SummerSlam or next year in Hollywood. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, the dude is young. I mean, I understand the controversy.
Michael 101.91 great. More Logan Paul to torture the fans.
Listen, people don't like it. In general, I understand that. People don't like it when celebrities come in. People don't like it when celebrities come into our world. I think Bad Bunny is and Pat McAfee is a good example. Stephen Amell, that's right. Also as well, who can prove the fans wrong. I think if he trains really, really hard, he could potentially get the fans on his side, but it's actually very difficult. You're a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber. I understand the controversy that surrounded Logan Paul. I mean, first time I watched Logan Paul was when he used to be a popular person on Vine, if you remember the app Vine.
I remember the app Vine.
So yeah, that's where I remember Logan Paul from. I know the controversy surrounding that Japanese suicide force video.
But didn't Eric Bischoff once say controversy creates cash?
It does. I mean, Vince, he's not idiot. I mean, this guy has a lot of YouTube followers and he'll bring in new audiences. Vince will make deals with the devil himself to bring more business to WWE. But yeah, people will watch to see how bad Logan Paul will do or how good Logan Paul will do. So there you go.
Yeah,
I just want to say, I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's okay.
So Logan Paul has recently been associated with boxing. He's been him and his little brother Jake Paul. What I don't, and this is the bad booking, what I don't need at SummerSlam or WrestleMania is for Logan Paul to take on the Miz in a boxing match.
Oh,
don't do that.
Lord.
Don't do that. Because Logan Paul's been associated with boxing. That's what he's been doing before the WWE. So don't do it. It seems like something that WWE would do. Do not do a boxing match. Don't do it. So,
yes. Don't say. I will say though, before to wrap up on this Miz, Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio's thing, if they were going to do a tribute to Eddie Guerrero, they should have gone all the way. I would have loved if the Mysterios came out in a lowrider with dice.
Yes,
I would have totally loved that. I think I would have gotten a little emotional and teary eyed. They should have gone all the way and included a lowrider. Michael 101.591 saying, watch, they will do a boxing match. Joe Shipley said Logan Paul deserves to be destroyed by the Miz. All right, so next we got Stephanie McMahon coming out and basically introducing.
Cheers, pops for the McMahons. I'm very surprised.
Me too. She basically introduced Gable Stevenson and didn't really say when he was going to make his debut, but she introduced him as an Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, that's true. And we forget he was the sleeper hit in the draft. He got drafted low in the card, but he's a draft. Listen, he's an Olympic gold medalist. He is a 2-time NCAA champion, and he recently just won, of course. It's Stephanie McMahon coming out on stage and say, hey, you idiots. If you guys forgot, we drafted Gable Stevenson to Raw, and he most likely will debut very, very soon.
I thought he wasn't supposed to debut until after he finished college.
I think he's done.
He's done?
I think he's done, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see how he fares. That's for sure.
They're gonna do the whole Gable Steveson versus Chad Gable, and whoever loses the match shortens their name. The return of Shorty G. I can't wait. So yeah, Shorty G coming back, baby.
Afterwards, we got my second favorite match of the night, the Raw Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, and I called this one. I told you.
You told me. Rub it in.
I told you. Mm-hmm. So a couple of unique entrances for both Becky and Bianca. Becky Lynch with that Marvel entrance, I would say. Marvel inspired. But I really did like this match. Honestly, did Bianca break her nose during this match after that kick to the face?
Maybe.
It looked like she broke it. I really like that 450 splash from the second rope to Becky Lynch. And of course, Becky grabbing Bianca's hair and shoving her into the post. But in the end, thank goodness Bianca Belair was victorious in this. She needed to win this match. She needed to win. What were your thoughts on this match?
I thought it was a good match. It got a lot of time. I was very surprised that Bianca Belair won 2 times in a year, and not in a year, but 2 times in a row at WrestleMania. I think Becky's going to take some time off, if I can be completely honest. She did just become a mother. I think you won't be seeing Becky for a while. I have nothing to back that up. I just have a theory that Becky's going to take some time off. This match was good, and I hardly ever say this, but credit to WWE where credit's due, because I usually trash them. This was a very unique ending, which I thought was actually quite clever. I really like the fact that Bianca Belair countered the book-in. I'm not going to call it the rock bottom because Becky Lynch does not look good with the rock bottom, but that backflip she did out of the book-in was a very clever way to end the match. It wasn't what I booked, which I booked Bianca Belair losing with Becky Lynch stomping on her hair and putting her foot on her hair in the disarmer to make her tap out. But, it was still a very creative ending, and I'm actually fine with Bianca Belair winning. But where do you go from here? Although we do have WrestleMania Backlash, right? Backlash is
rematch.
A whole bunch of rematches. The hair versus hair match. Hair versus hair match. Come on. And Molly Holly can guest referee.
Yes. Well, but what will Victoria do? Be the special timekeeper?
She'll dance somewhere. I don't know. I love you, Victoria. Please come back.
So Michael 11591 says Gabe Stevenson will not save Raw. He also says he was expecting Becky versus Bianca to be awful, but was surprised by how he enjoyed it.
I agree. I mean, Gable Stevenson. I mean, can I just say you have someone who was in the Olympics, and his name, ironically, is Chad Gable, and Chad Gable is amazing. So I don't know.
Not to mention he graduated with the 4.0 from Full Sail University and has his master's degree.
Thank you. But yes, that is absolutely true. It is so weird. Chad Gable was in the actual Olympics. Why was he not Kurt Angle's son? I don't know. It was weird. It was
Jason Jordan.
I know. Which, by the way, Jason Jordan, honestly, it looks like he quietly retired. I feel bad for him, but from what I hear, he's a producer now. Really sad.
I think he was forced to retire because of some neck injury that he sustained.
Yeah. So he quietly retired off camera. I think he appeared in a backstage segment during a brawl, but really, really sad. He seems to like being a producer now. So I don't know. You know what? With Bryan Danielson and more and Edge coming back, you never know. So yeah. Jason Jordan, Paige, the door could be open for anyone to come back from injury. So.
I guess it depends on how severe your injury is.
Yes, and I hope it's not the case for Big E. I mean, Big E looks very optimistic, but even though he doesn't need surgery, you never know. Doctor could say, "Listen, you don't need surgery, but this is it for you." So,
but look what happened to Paige. She came back from neck surgery, and she came back, and in the house show, she got injured.
Yep.
And that was it for her.
Yep.
So.
I think we got someone in the chat room. Am I right, Joe, saying no one will save Raw? Listen, fingers crossed, Joe, that Cody Rhodes will be the guy. He is definitely going to bring ratings because people are going to tune in to see how good or bad Cody's going to be booked. And I hope 100%, Hulk Hogan creative control is in his contract. He doesn't look like a stupid person. They need Cody more than Cody needs WWE because essentially he could probably just go back to AEW or just do that go big home show forever and ever. I don't think he really needs WWE, but I'm hoping for the best because they really need this. They really do. So
Raw's about to get its highest viewership in forever.
In forever. You heard it here. You got you. I'm hoping for the best. Expecting the worst. Well, expecting the worst. Roman Reigns will probably pin Cody Rhodes in a 5-second match on Monday, but you know.
All right, so then after that we had Seth and Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, but we already talked about this in the beginning.
Yes.
So we're not gonna talk about it again unless you have anything you want to add or any final comments that you didn't get to say at the beginning, or
yeah, I think the only thing other I had in my notes is the fact that Cody Rhodes become the first AEW superstar to go from AEW to WWE, and that's all that's the rest of the notes that I have. Who knows? Might be next. We've heard from the dirt sheets that WWE is very interested in Jade Cargill and MJF. MJF makes it a point all the time that he might go to WWE. He's probably just trolling the fans, and Wardlow as well. But the thing about that is, listen, anyone looks good in AEW, but once you go to WWE. This is WWE now booking you. We can't trust them that they'll do Jade Cargill the way she is in AEW.
Or
MJF at all. I mean, look at other people. EC3 was great in Impact and in NXT. Comes up to the main roster, buried to the ground. Feel bad for the guy. Look at Karrion Kross. I mean, he was great in Impact. He was great in Ring of Honor. But then comes to the main roster. They dress him up like a stupid, I don't know what the heck he was wearing. Anyways, yeah, so hoping for the best for Cody Rhodes.
All right, so then we had the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It was Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte, and this match compared to Becky versus Bianca was not that good, honestly. It was okay. It was an okay match. Of course, once that ref got knocked out, I knew something shady was gonna happen. You see Charlotte tap out. But then the ref gets up and Charlotte ends up being victorious, retaining her title. I'm actually quite surprised that happened. I was expecting Ronda to win this match, but it is what it is. Where do we go from here? I don't know. What are your thoughts on this match?
Well, we have WrestleMania Backlash. I mean, guarantee you there's going to be a rematch. So during the prediction show, I said this was going to have a bad ending. Remember, I said this was going to end in no DQ or a DQ, right? You know what? Difference of opinion. I actually really like this match.
Really?
Yeah, I actually, honestly, no lie. I thought this was. Here's the thing. I understand it. The ending left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. You know what I mean? I think if this match had actually gotten a legit ending, a lot of people would say they had liked this match a lot better, right? I honestly think this was Ronda Rousey's best match. I actually liked it better than the Survivor Series match they had a couple of years ago. This was very, very good. Ronda Rousey's so underrated from a person who had no pro wrestling experience coming in. She was barely in the company for about a year. She barely had any matches. She picked it up very, very quick in a singles match. This was very, very good. I like what I saw. She does need to work on her mic skills, but other than that, she fits right in. She seems like she's been here for a while. And yeah, we'll see where this goes. It looks like Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey is a direction for Mania for next year. But yeah, I thought this was a very, very good match. We knew that this was going to end very, very badly. And that referee thing, I mean, that thing's overplayed. Is that the same? Remind me, I might be wrong. Is that the same referee from several years ago when Charlotte took on Natalya and they had the Natalya screw job? Remember?
I think so. Charles Robinson? It looks like him.
It might be the same ref. I hope they don't do the same stupid story because the ref's explanation in the Natalya screwjob match said that he was a big fan of the Flairs and he didn't want their reputation to be tarnished. Don't do it again. Yeah. They made it a point to do the whole thing where the ref was down and Ronda Rousey made Charlotte tapped out, even though they had promoted this match as Charlotte Flair had never tapped out in her career. BS. But yeah, they left it open. 100% guarantee you they're gonna have this match again at WrestleMania Backlash.
So Henry underscore FFG actually brings up a good point. And I was going to mention this. I have to disagree. I don't think this was Ronda's best match. I actually really enjoyed it. He says, what about Ronda and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie? And that to me was Ronda's best match. I actually rewatched that match recently when I was working on a video that I was doing on Triple H. But that till this day remains my favorite Ronda Rousey match. She was fantastic in that match.
That was a really, really great match. Very, very smart on their part. That being a tag team match, so if she does horribly, she can just tag out. But yeah, for me, I would say, this is best Ronda's singles match. Then
singles match, okay.
Yeah, the tag team match is definitely her best match overall. But I would say this is Ronda's best singles match. Once again, I know the ending left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths, but Ronda having taken like a year off for her pregnancy, coming back, she picked up everything ring-wise very, very quickly, very, very well.
Yeah. Michael 101591 saying, Charles Robinson is a legendary ref. I met him a few years back. He is cool. Wow, that's dope. That's dope. I have yet to meet a referee. I've met wrestlers and Power Ranger actors, but I have yet to meet a referee.
He's good. He's a WCW original, I believe, because I definitely remember this guy during the failed Invasion storyline that they did. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, of course, WrestleMania ends with the KO show and Stone Cold Steve Austin. But as always, as we had already discussed that in the beginning, so we're not going to talk about it. But overall, tonight, I have to say it started off really slow. It really, not a great way to kick off WrestleMania. It certainly picked up towards the middle and it ended on a high note. But in my opinion, last year, night 1 was a lot better than night 2. So it's going to be very interesting to see how night 2 compares to night 1. But other than that, I'd have to give tonight, just because the first 2 matches were kind of dull, I'd have to give tonight a 6 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
6 out of 10 because the first 2 matches were dull. I really didn't like Charlotte versus Ronda. And the Mysterios versus Miz and Logan Paul was okay. It wasn't too bad. It's just definitely a 6 out of 10. My 2 favorite matches, I think it's pretty much everyone's favorite matches. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins and Becky versus Bianca. And I really did enjoy that Stone Cold segment. So Henry FFG says, I thought it started out good then really slow afterwards. Really? That's interesting. And Michael 101 for night 1 says 5 out of 10 for night 1. The card for night 2 is looking like crap. We gotta wait and see.
But night 2 has the best WrestleMania match in history. What?
Yep, definitely. But all right, I guess we talked about everything, top to bottom. We picked our favorite matches. We gotta go back and keep track of the who's winning predictions. That's for sure. Am I gonna watch NXT or are you gonna watch Monday Night Raw?
I don't. Well, I'm gonna watch Raw regardless because of Cody. So yeah. So we'll see.
Joe Shipley says 7 out of 10. 2 matches for night 2. That's it. LOL. All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to say? You want to plug or promote before we get ready to sign off?
Yeah, I want to give my score. I also want to say, what happened to the New Day versus Sheamus and Rich Holland match that was scheduled for tonight, but was mysteriously removed?
All right, so I actually have so Fightful Select reported that the match was originally supposed to last 10 minutes, but it got cut for time. Yes. And the person, Miz celebrated backstage with Mark Long from the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah. So the New Day versus Sheamus and Rich Holland got cut and it was originally scheduled to go for 10 minutes.
I see. Honestly, just put on the 2-hour pre-show tomorrow. They have a 2-hour freaking pre-show and no matches. The women's battle royale was skipped for 2 years in a row. It's no COVID thing, all right? They just simply don't do it because Vince hates women's wrestling. All right? Let's be honest here. And I know that for sure because if they have the Andre the Giant battle royale on SmackDown, why can they not have the women's battle royale on a 3-hour Raw? It doesn't make any sense. It is what it is.
Michael 101591 saying they probably moved the match for night 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's going to be a 10-minute match. I put on the prediction show that most likely Big E's going to be there. Huge standing ovation for him. I'm sure he'll be there. So It'll be pretty cool.
You think Triple H will be tomorrow at night too? You know, kind of say thank you to the fans and whatnot. I think he deserves a WrestleMania moment.
I think so too. I thought he was gonna come out. I thought he was gonna come out tonight. Honestly, it should have been Triple H introducing Chad, or not. I'm sorry, Gable Steveson, not Stephanie. I mean,
Yeah.
else. He did appear. You didn't watch, but he was at NXT. I think I even
So
talked.
I
to
heard.
him, right?
So I heard. Yeah, he hugging Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh God, good luck, Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa didn't even win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale.
Oh, he was in there too.
I know, people forget, but I'm like, that's weird. Which honestly doesn't make the NXT make no sense, but yeah, it is what it is.
I wonder what made Tommaso Ciampa like want to go to the main roster. Didn't he always say he would retire before going to the main roster?
Yes, but I mean, he's signed to WWE. If they say you're going to the main roster, I don't think there's a lot really you can do. And this will be his second time in the main roster. A lot of people forget during that disastrous year. Yeah, the disastrous year where they had come out on live television, the McMahon saying we've been doing a bad job for you and that you are in charge, right? What was that famous lines they said? That
we're going to give the fans what they want?
You're going to give the fans what they want, right? And they shot head so many NXT call-ups, and that included Ricochet, Aleister Black, Malachi Black, Johnny Gargano, and
EC3.
Yeah, that was the batch before that. They did that in January. It was EC3. What was it? Lacey Evans, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, and Lars Sullivan, the wrestler who we don't talk about anymore and who was quietly let go. And then when that didn't do anything for the ratings around WrestleMania, they brought up mysteriously Ricochet, Malachi Black.
And they put them in a tag team. Why? I don't know.
They were literally just feuding on NXT. And then all of a sudden they were a tag team again, which doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. And Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were able to escape back to NXT. Bad news for Ricochet, who didn't even appear on WrestleMania. The Intercontinental Champion and the U.S. Champion, Finn Balor, didn't even take part in WrestleMania. How sad is that?
Yeah.
But other than
Michael 10159 saying Ciampa, I think, will be done with WWE after Sign and Deliver. Maybe we'll see.
His contract, as far as I know, is still going. So unfortunately, if he wants to leave, he's leaving at the end of his contract. But he did, spoiler alert, his last match was in NXT Stand and Deliver, and he made a point to say that he's going to the main roster, which he already did. He was on SmackDown last week. So
good luck to Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh my gosh, him and Butch. Luck. So we'll see. Him, Butch, and Dewdrop. What name will Tommaso Ciampa get? Put it in the chat room right now. What new?
Yeah, what do you guys think Tommaso Ciampa's main roster name is going to be?
Tommy Chomp. The Chomp. The Chomp. But yeah. Anyways, I would give tonight. Honestly, that Cody thing really saved tonight. It was
definitely
tonight. I honestly, and I might be a little bit too generous, I'm going to give night one a 4 out of 5. I thought that WrestleMania was good. Cody versus Seth Rollins was the match of the night. I understand where it got slow. It honestly, it opened slow and it ended kind of slow. Would you agree? It opened kind of slow with that tag team match, which ended quickly due to Rick Boog's injury. And it kind of ended kind of slow because let's face it, Steve Austin's like 57 years old. So there you go. So that's pretty much it. You guys want to know where to find me? My YouTube channel is under construction, but I'm going to be launching Makachow TV 2.0 very soon. It'll be up and running probably before WrestleMania Backlash. Fingers crossed.
Wait, wouldn't it be Michael Chow TV 3.0? Because you had your podcast on Spreaker first.
Yeah, well, wouldn't it be called NXT 3.0 since they had that stupid reality competition show? Remember that?
Nah, I'll let you take it. I'll let you take
right.
Michael Chow TV 2.0.
Like WWE has a slide. So, yeah. So, other than that, Datila, thank you so much. I was not scheduled to be on your show tonight, but with Cody, I just asked you hey, can I jump on the show? You're very
and you're
nice.
Always welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for always having me on the show. And thank you to the chat room. Chat room was hot tonight. Thank you for everyone who appeared. We are going to be doing the review tomorrow night. And I am scheduled 100% for that one for the WWE Unified, Undisputed, Universal, Global, Outer Space, United States. I don't know, whatever title.
The biggest match on WrestleMania history.
Yeah, well, it worked out the last 2 times as far as I know. So, yeah, we will be there. Guys, make sure that you're there. We will talk about it. So, yeah.
Yes, so with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continued support. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And Michael and I will see you tomorrow after night 2 of WrestleMania. You guys have a great night. Bye.
Bye.